Hi students, welcome to the third session of the history chapter World in the 20th Century. In the last class, we learned about First World War and its result, right? A small area from this part is remaining. Today we are going to study that area. First among them is the peace efforts conducted after the First World War. A peace conference was convened at Paris in 1919 to discuss the post-war situation under the leadership of the winning allies Britain and France. They signed different treaties with the defeated nations. Among these treaties, the Versailles Treaty signed with Germany in 1919 was the most important one. According to this treaty, German colonies were divided among the victorious powers, and Germany was forced to pay a huge amount as war indemnity. By this, the Allies occupied the rich mines of Germany. Then the war guilt was imposed on Germany and was disarmed. Then let us discuss the economic depression that comes after the First World War. One of the important results of the First World War was the economic dominance of Europe diminished. The United States of America was not affected by the war. Hence, the European nations managed to get loans from the USA. Consequently, American dollar overtook British pound as the basis of foreign exchange holding. As a result, the United States of America emerged as a new economic power outside Europe. The economic growth of USA did not last long. The world was thrown into economic crisis in 1929, which originated in the USA. Let's look at the impacts of this economic depression. First one, the people who became pauper because of the war couldn't afford the commodities. Second one, the goods were kept unsold in factories. Next one, the European nations failed to repay their debts to the USA. As a result of the economic depression, banks were collapsed. Inflation became uncontrollable, and the growth of unemployment and poverty were the major impacts of the economic crisis after First World War. To overcome this crisis, the European nations adopted a strategy of imposing heavy taxes on the colonies. Therefore, the economic crisis of imperialist nations became a burden to the colonies. The First World War destroyed both the allies. Many European governments lost their power. People were in misery. Unemployment, poverty, and inflation gnawed their entire system. Fascism in Italy and Nazism in Germany rose to power. Economic destruction, rivalry against the victors, aimlessness, etc. facilitated these forces to grab power. Let's discuss about fascism. The term fascism is derived from the Latin word fasces, which means a tight bundle of rods with a protruding axe. It was a symbol of collectivism and power in ancient Rome. Let's learn about the characteristics of fascism. One of the important features of fascism was antagonism to democracy. Second one, it glorifying the nation and justifying war. Next one is defying the past, military dictatorship, opposition to socialism, adorning the purity of race, diffusion of aggressive nationalism, indoctrination of ideologies through arts, literature, and education, and destruction of political rivals, etc., were the main features of fascism. Looks once again, what were the features of fascism? Antagonism to democracy, glorifying the nation, justifying war, defying the past, military dictatorship, opposition to socialism, adorning the purity of race, diffusion of aggressive nationalism, indoctrination of ideologies through arts, literature, and education, and destruction of political rivals. Benito Mussolini led fascist reign in Italy. Let's discuss the circumstances under which the fascist party came to power in Italy. First one is Italy got nothing though she was with the victors in the First World War. Second one, post-war destruction of industries, unemployment, increase in tax, inflation, etc. kept people away from the government. Last one, industrialists in fear of Italy moving to socialism were prompted to support fascism. Mussolini resorted to despotic measures in the political and economic fields of Italy. Violence and ferocity were the strategies of the fascists. Socialists and leaders of peasants and workers were proclaimed as enemies of the nation. Those who opposed the fascist party were executed. The aim of Mussolini was to restore ancient Roman Empire. As part of this, he adopted several symbols of ancient Roman administration. Using his military force, the black shirts, Mussolini suppressed the opponents through fascist policies. His aggressive foreign policy led him to conquer nations like Ethiopia, Albania, etc. Italy's run for dictatorship paved the way for the outbreak of another war. Let's conclude today's topic. What are things we learned today? Today we learned about peace efforts after the First World War, economic depression of Europe, and fascism in Italy and its features. Hope all of you understood these topics. If you have any doubt regarding today's session, please inform me through class WhatsApp group. Meet again next class with Nazism and Second World War. Thank you.